It's hilarious that EA had to admit that Dragon Age: The Veilguard was a complete and utter disaster for them because the media for months had been shilling for this game, saying, oh, you guys are just overreacting and you're all just haters, even though we were proven right. And now their stocks are tanking nearly 20% after the Veilguard and EA Sports FC failed. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I can't say I feel all that bad because they made a really bad product and it deserved to fail. I say this all the time. Companies can make whatever content they want, and if they really want to make a modern audience dragon fantasy game, they're allowed to. They can shove as much modern day terminology in it as they want, but on the flip side, they shouldn't expect it to be a success, and I should not be expected to swipe my credit card on it. And clearly, a lot of people didn't. Not only did this underperform by 50%, and it only sold 1.5 million copies when they were initially expecting 3 million, but they said that they wanted this to sell 10 million copies over its lifetime. There is no way that it's even going to get to 5 million, never mind 10 million, and I get it. BioWare has had some really big successes in the past, but they've also had a lot of failures recently, and this is just another to add to the list. But now EA's stock price has tanked nearly 20% after the company announced that Dragon Age: The Veilguard and EA Sports FC 25 and its live service business failed to meet expectations. Gamers do not want live service. Sure, there are some ones that do really good, like Helldivers 2, but even that has died off now. If you want to focus on live service, you're just leading yourself down a road of death and destruction, and companies need to realize this quickly because they are losing a hell of a lot of money. So in a press release aimed at tempering expectations for its upcoming Q3 FY25 results, EA revealed the company now projects a mid-single-digit decline, with global football accounting for the majority of the change. It added global football has experienced 2 consecutive fiscal years of double-digit net booking growth. However, the franchise experienced a slowdown as early momentum in the fiscal third quarter did not sustain through to the end. And next, they noted that Veilguard massively missed expectations. Separately, it engaged approximately 1.5 million players during the quarter, down nearly 50% from their expectations. And the media was trying to say months ago, when we heard that this was a similar number, oh, you guys are lying. It didn't just sell a million copies, and now it has gone up a little bit to 1.5, but it's not significantly different. They were saying that we were liars, that we are grifters, that we do not know what we are talking about, that our inside sources are completely fake, and we're making this all up, but it is right on the nose. From there, EA significantly reduced its expected net bookings. It revealed it was reduced its expecting net bookings for the third quarter from a range of between 2.4 billion and 2.55 billion to 2.215 billion. It also reduced its entire yearly net bookings from between a range of 7.5 billion to 7.8 billion to a range of 7 billion or 7.15 billion. But to top all of that off, in the wake of this report, EA stock prices declined nearly 20% from $143.17 on January 22nd to $118.58 on January 23rd. That is a behemoth fall off, and I completely understand that when earnings reports come out that we do see a dip, but this is very large and it is holding. The stock has continued to move downward. As of writing, it currently sits at 115.69. Not only has the stock price declined, but Bank of America securities analyst downgraded the stock from buy to neutral and lowered the price forecast from 170 to 130. If they had focused on making better content, they would not be in this position. This is what happens when your leadership says, okay, you can hire whoever you want on this project. They tell the director, oh, whatever type of team you need, we'll give you. But that director is more focused on hiring based on politics and sexuality and gender. It is disgusting that this is the state of the industry. You should be hiring the best person for the job. And yeah, their sexuality or their gender should not matter. Anybody should be able to be hired, but they need to actually be good at their job. And instead of following a darker and grittier adult Dragon Age experience, they made a modern audience and young adult DA experience, and that's not what people wanted. We waited a decade for this game to release, and it was a flop. It sucked, and basically nobody liked it, and nobody is even buying it, as we can very clearly see. And I don't feel bad for Veilguard's team. I don't feel bad for EA. Why would I sit here and defend a company that took a beloved franchise and completely destroyed it? Sure, I have no stake personally in EA Sports. I have never been a big sports game gamer. I'm sure that there are people out there who are fans of this, but on the flip side, Dragon Age was very clearly what they were hoping was going to bring them in a boatload of money. Again, they initially predicted 10 million units sold. That is a crazy number, and they are not even coming close to it. And now the media is kind of melting down or going into hiding. Jason Schreier a couple of months ago had said, "Get woke, go broke, the top charts," and he had even followed that up with saying, "I don't actually like the game very much, but I do like seeing you chuds get dunked on." But I see this report and say to myself, I think that it's hilarious that these journalists are getting dunked on because we were proven right yet again. The chuds were correct and the journos were wrong. I'm shocked, I tell you. I can't believe that this happened. But if they had stopped focusing on live service slop, if they stopped focusing on modern audience slop, and they actually listened to the customers that they, well, had, because they don't have them anymore, maybe things could have been different. But they created the worst experience possible. They disappointed tons of gamers, and BioWare is going to go through major layoffs over the next couple of weeks. The executive producer of Veilguard, Mike Dara, had reported in a recent video that EA has begun cutting BioWare staff and relocating them to other studios within the company. Now, the director, Corinne Bush, had said that they had voluntarily left BioWare. I don't believe that. When you are working for a legendary company, you don't just casually leave unless the opportunity is, again, one of these other legendary studios. But I think that they got fired. They do not want to admit it, and BioWare's not going to come out and correct them and throw them under the bus because there's already been so much controversy surrounding them. So all in all, we are talking about EA being in disaster mode, and they are getting what they deserve. Maybe stop hiring activists, hire talented people, and you won't see this happen anymore. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.